Good morning. Happy Sunday. I have your energy update for Sunday, September 28th. Hi, my name is Paula Taylor. I'm a sound and energy activator, intuitive reader and channeler, body worker, and fearless alchemist, and I coach people on the path to spiritual awakening. So we just have a quick bit of housekeeping to do before I get into the update. A bunch of you have been saying you can't find my videos, like even when you're searching for me. And the tickety-tackety has been suppressing my content. They're doing the same thing to my friend Gia. A lot of you found me through her. If I want to see her videos, I have to go to her page to find them. You may have to do that because they, like, if I mention anything about places to find things outside of here, they make me mark it as promotional content, or they just tell me it's not going to be shown on the For You page. I'm also on the Shmoo. So you can find me there at Paula Taylor Energy. All of these videos get cross-posted there. As this place continues to change, and it seems like not for the better, you may find increasingly more content there. You can already find all the podcasts there, as well as some other meditations. And if you search Paula Taylor Energy, you can also find some of my music. So for now, if I end up migrating, that's where I'll start, and then I'm open to other spaces. But I just wanted to say, if you're having a hard time finding me, you're not alone. You might even have to double check and see. You might have to refollow me because my content is being suppressed. That's happening to a lot of spiritual creators right now, interestingly. Or maybe not, because there's a lot of tomfoolery afoot. So I want to tell you what happened to me yesterday. First of all, if you're in the Spiritual Awakening Sanctuary, which is the online community, I've been meaning to go live and just like talk about a little bit what's been happening to me here in Santa Barbara, because it's just really amazing and like just huge amounts of growth. And I don't have time to go into all this here, and some of these stories might find their way into the podcast. But let's talk about what happened to me yesterday. So I actually looked at the Schumann. I haven't even been paying attention because the energy is coming in all the time. And what I've sort of determined now is that when you see that big activation on the Schumann, that's when it's affecting everybody. So that's when even like the normies or the muggles are like, what the heck is happening? My husband in Tucson yesterday tripped and broke his toe. Like, that is not something that ever happens to him. Those kinds of things. And like, that is sometimes a sign, especially if you're not like working with the energy in a conscious way, like it's gonna cause some chaos. So yesterday I woke up and I was like, oh my God. And I was feeling, I couldn't identify the emotion. I was like, and I was going to this cacao ceremony yesterday afternoon, and it felt kind of like I was like nervous, but I was like, am I nervous about this? Like, am I lonely because I'm here by myself? It was like kind of one of the first days I had like more space in my schedule. It was like I couldn't identify. And then I realized, and then I coined a phrase for it. I'm super excited about this. And like this, I don't know. Anyway, we were having a great time because I was telling someone at the yoga place about this, but it's PMJ. So you've heard of PMS, premenstrual syndrome. This is pre-metamorphosis jitters. This is a specific emotion when especially when activation energy is coming in and your body, there's like, Aaron Brown talks about it as like, there's a pocket of energy around you. There's like a difference between your vibration and the vibration of the energy that's coming in. And you're like wanting to kind of expand, clarify, expand, become more harmonious. And sometimes it's happening in your body. Sometimes it's happening in the mental or emotional. Sometimes it's both, where it's like, you know, there's a big change coming and it's scary because change is scary to us, even good change. I had the most incredible experience in this cacao ceremony yesterday that really integrated a lot of the things that have been happening to me this week. I was given some new amazing tools that I'm super excited to start sharing once I've like integrated some things. And I was nervous about it going into it. I knew it was going to be a huge change. I knew it was going to be a big metamorphosis. And that is scary because we don't know who we are on the other side of that. And 2025, I've been saying all along, is the year of reclaiming your personal power. It's also a year of huge transition. It reminds me a lot of COVID. It's like we've been in this cocoon a little bit. And in that case, it was like a little more obvious why. This is a spiritual shift. There are so many people just starting to awaken for the first time. If you're new, welcome, please stay. There's lots of tools here to help you. There are people continuing their journey. And then there are people like me who've been doing this for over 20 years. And like, I just commented on a post yesterday where it's like, every time I think I've gotten to like the peak of where I can go, and like, I have a thought of like, I don't know what's next. Like, something like huge and amazing happens. And that's why I love this process. That's why this process is so amazing. It's also why this process can be really difficult, because the body is trying to shift and you're having the ascension symptoms and like weird things and you don't know why. You wake up with a huge amount of anxiety for no apparent reason because you have the pre-metamorphosis jitters. Love it so much. It just describes it exactly, like perfectly well. And all of that stuff is okay. And all of that stuff needs to be sat with. It needs to be felt. You can't bypass that stuff. If you bypass the pre-metamorphosis jitters and you don't sit with it, because I will tell you, I was kind of scrolling and like, oh, and I called my husband. I was like, I don't know what's happening, and I feel weird and blah. And then finally, I just like gave into it, and I was like, all right, I'm just gonna sit with this discomfort. I pulled some cards, I got quiet, I did some breathing, so that when I got to the space of metamorphosis in that cacao ceremony, I was ready. I made sure my body understood that it was safe and it was taken care of. That is key in this process. Nervous system retraining, and then working with your nervous system, viewing your nervous system, your body, your vessel as a friend, as a beloved, so that you're not forcing change. I've been forcing change on my body for years, and it doesn't really work. It doesn't like it. That's one of the reasons I've had so many chronic issues, is because I'm always forcing my body into something that it maybe is not quite ready for. So in this case, I sat down with my body and I said, I hear you. I hear your fear. I hear your worry. I feel these jitters. Like, let's be with them together. Let's be present together. And let me assure you that I'm not going to take you someplace that's unsafe for you. I promise you. And I promised my body that I would take care of it, that I would be safe, that if I needed to leave for some reason, I would do that. And this is a revolutionary change, because most of us have been taught just to reflect the patriarchal system that we're in, which is domination and subjugation. You are my body. You will do what I say. You will look the way I want you to look. And if you don't like it, too bad. That does not work. You are going to reach a limited amount of shift when you are treating your vessel, your sacred and holy vessel, as something to be dominated or subjugated. And this is the inner dismantling of this external system that I keep talking about. And as you dismantle this internally, then that ripples out and it will change the collective. So this is why I'm going to keep saying this. Disengagement is so important. Pay attention to yourself. Pay attention to your nervous system. Pay attention to your body. Pay attention to what you need in a given moment. And to the best of your ability, give yourself what you need. Or reach out and ask somebody else who might be able to hold space for you to help you figure out sometimes what you need. Sometimes we don't know. So really loving supportive energy today for all of this chaotic stuff that's around us, because if you're using it in a way that is expansive, it's going to feel less chaotic. And I'm just owning this now, that through this entire video, this angelic energy has been coming through my eyes. I have more information about that, but I want to give you an activation, so there'll be more about that in the future. Don't do this while you're driving. Close your eyes if you can. Put a hand on your heart, maybe put a hand on your belly. Start with a big, deep breath, and as you're breathing, just tell your body how much gratitude you have. No matter what state you're in, your body is doing its best to carry you forward in the world. Uyama sei, sei ye, uyama ye, sei amen. You are so loved. You are so supported. Love and support yourself by declaring peace with your own system, with your body, with your nervous system, and see what shifts for you. It's a huge shift, and you deserve that. Have a beautiful rest of your day.